Snatch my wig off.
Donald Trump's building a big, beautiful ballroom in the White House for big, beautiful parties.
This is the Let Them Eat Cake as Golden Ballroom that they are about to build with all those budget cuts they've been screaming about.
At the White House, they have to use a tent. And if it's raining, it's soaking wet, soggy. The area is a very low area. All the water rushes to it.
The irony. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake.
Where'd this money come from?
Grace and peace, everybody. Let's just figure it out. Let's find out where the money went, where the money came from. Chuck Schumer, let's go.
Donald Trump's building a big, beautiful ballroom in the White House for big, beautiful parties, where the country can host foreign leaders, musicians, and the American people.
If the president of China or France or UK or Ursula comes to town, you give them a big state dinner. We don't have a room like that. At the White House, they have to use a tent. And if it's raining, it's soaking wet, soggy. The area is a very low area. All the water rushes to it. And it's a disaster.
Who wants to party with your wife while she's wearing high heels in a hot, soggy tent? Chuck does.
Some breaking news. Just now, the White House announced construction of a $200 million White House ballroom that will begin in September. A $200 million ballroom. Where'd this money come from? Did Congress appropriate it? I don't think so.
Why would Senator Schumer want his beautiful wife's heels sloshing around the muddy White House lawn? And since when has Schumer cared how much anything costs? He didn't even want to doge the $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. And the guy didn't even do his homework.
President Trump and other donors have generously committed to donating the funds necessary to build this approximately $200 million structure.
RFK Jr. says the Kennedys would have loved a big, beautiful ballroom.
I've been coming to this building for 65 years, and I have to say that it's never looked better. It's been transformed. My uncle, my aunt, Jackie, who were deeply committed to design, to beauty, and who understood that it's important to have our public buildings be beautiful because it inspires us, the releasing through freedoms of the creativity of the human spirit. And this building, of all buildings, should look beautiful. And under your stewardship, it looks extraordinary today.
A few years ago, I had dinner at the White House with President Trump, and he pointed to a picture on the wall and said, "Jesse, that's a Monet. It's $20 million. Jackie O donated it, and when I leave, I'm thinking of taking it home." And I said, "Mr. President, I don't think that's a good idea." And he said, "Why not? Crooked took the silverware."
This is the Let Them Eat Cake as Golden Ballroom that they are about to build with all those budget cuts they've been screaming about. $200 million gold.
So if it's already, so actually her rant is a moot point if it's just donors are supporting it. So actually the rest of her rant is actually useless. So but let's not let that bother her. Let's go.
Ballroom in DC. A golden ballroom. Here's the building. Here's the building. The irony of how French this looks. Snatch my wig off, mad over here. The irony. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. Do they not know how this story ends?
So Caroline Leavitt just announced that there will be a massive multi-million-dollar renovation to the White House ballroom. This is some modern-day let them eat cake shit. Because you're saying that on the same day that Forbes comes out with an article talking about how the United States has lost over 800,000 jobs, eclipsing the 760,000 lost in 2024. In the first 6 months of 2025, we have lost 800,000 jobs due to Doge, tariffs, and AI. In the same year when Republicans gut healthcare, millions of Americans are at risk of losing their Medicare and Medicaid. We're renovating the White House ballroom.
Y'all have none of the same smoke for anything else. I don't necessarily agree with it myself, but if it's paid for through donors, then it doesn't matter. That's a moot point. But you have no problem. I guarantee you these people have no issue with spending our tax dollars however we want to spend them, all willy-nilly. It's just something I noticed, and let's go.
While grocery prices are on the rise, while so many Americans, young Americans, cannot afford a home, while so many people are struggling to put food on the table, while grocery prices are rising.
Hey, so I run a hospitality and events company, and so I want to talk about the $200 million renovation that Trump is doing to the ballroom at the White House, because I know a lot about that. I just finished construction on a venue in Atlanta, and the capacity of that venue is about 2,500, 1,500 seated, so it's bigger. It's bigger than the ballroom he's talking about. We did that construction, that renovation, I mean, we gutted it completely, and did a full reno for a venue. And we did it for about just under 1.5 million. $200 million is insane. That's not how much that costs to do. I don't care what he's doing to it. It doesn't cost $200 million. So, I'm here to tell you it's a money laundering scheme. That's what's happening. It's a money laundering scheme. That renovation doesn't cost $200 million.
Again, I'm not necessarily the most positive about the ballroom, but let's stop pretending like government has ever spent our money correctly. Oh, wait, it's not our money. It's donors' money. Let's just stop pretending like government spends money properly. So I don't know if I would immediately run to money laundering. I can kind of see your point, though. I'm trying to be fair. But let's just be honest. Government has never spent money correctly. I think a better thing to do is get more of our money out of the hands of government so that they can't waste it like they do. How about that? That's just something to think about.
And that's why he's not using taxpayer dollars for it. He's paying for it, and other, I think he said, patriotic donors. That's who's paying $200 million for a renovation that will not cost $200 million.
Okay.
So, put it on the list of shit he's doing to rip us all off. That's definitely illegal.
Wow, Trump derangement is strong with this one.
$200 million on a ballroom, huh? That's what they're going to spend on a ballroom on the White House, Carol. So my thinking when I heard this was, how are Trump supporters going to defend spending $200 million on a ballroom? Their defense is that it's coming from private donors. It's private funds. It's not taxpayer money. How about we use those private funds, those private donated $200 million to help people instead?
Well, the first thing is, it's his money. He can spend it however he wants. This is the kind of woman that if Donald Trump took all his billions and gave them to the charity of her choice and was destitute because he gave all his money away, this is the type of woman that would go, took you so long. Can you imagine all the people that would have survived if you'd have given your money away 10 years ago? She is absolutely the worst kind of American, because she'll go after Donald Trump no matter what he does. It does not matter how good it is. She will find a way to criticize it, but she won't say a word about Barack Obama, the Clintons, or Joe Biden, or Nancy Pelosi, people that have come to Washington with nothing, and the Clintons are worth over $400 million. Barack Obama's worth over $100 million. The Bidens, there's no telling how much they're worth. Nancy Pelosi is worth $400 million, all through corruption and graft and selling favors. But she won't say a word about those people, but let Donald Trump and his buddies say, hey, the White House needs this to be updated, but we don't want to ask the American. We'll put up the $200 million, and she'll find a way to.
Suddenly, Clown Show Schumer cares about your tax dollars. A tent is absurd for the White House, a tent is absurd for the White House to be holding dinners. This should have been done decades ago. Why didn't anyone think of having a ballroom sooner? It makes so much sense to have one in the White House. The White House absolutely needs an upgrade. It's ancient. Yet we're defunding education. But are we spending our money correctly in education, Danielle? That's a better question. Who does this help? Anyone? He couldn't get his name on the wall. He didn't build. So he's trying to put his name on the White House instead. His name on the wall, he didn't build. Okay. That's interesting. Strange flex. What do you think? I mean, again, I'm not the biggest fan of a ballroom, but hey, it's their money. They want to spend it that way. go for it. But also, do you agree that, hey, where's all the outrage about our elected officials that come in without a pot nor window and they leave out of here tens of millions of dollars richer? How does that work? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much for supporting the channel. So thank you so much for liking the channel. Until next time, everybody, grace and peace.